Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about this Dave Chappelle situation. Now he released a Netflix special called The Closer. He did a series of stand-ups with Netflix over the past few years. This particular situation or this particular stand-up have received the most backlash out of all the other ones. So basically within the stand-up, Dave Chappelle made a joke that the people of a certain community did not agree with, so they decided to walk out. And not only did they walk out, because initially one of the main people in that community had got fired for leaking certain information, right? And then, Netflix seemed to be taking action against this person. And then they came back and said, we support our good person and we're against Dave Chappelle, so we're all going to walk out. And not only am I going to walk out, I'm going to have a list of demands that, the company itself needs to adhere by before I decide I'm coming back. So, bam, they walked out. They got their signs. They was ready. Here's their spokesperson talking a little bit about what they want or the reason for the whole thing.
The reality is, I invited Dave Chappelle to have a transformative dialogue about the harm that was committed. He chose not to show up. So that's not cancel culture, that's avoidance of accountability. And once he has made that clear, it's no longer up to us to have a conversation with Dave Chappelle, but the people who signed the paycheck, and that's Ted. There has been communication with Ted. There's been some acknowledgement, but not any tangible action to move on it. And so today we're just here to reinforce that we do anticipate movement. We do anticipate an intentional effort to fulfill some of those asks. If not,
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this video. I just popped in to say to head on over to FreeDomeApparel.com. We got our new hoodies out now. It's about to get cold outside, so go ahead and grab you a hoodie. We also have t-shirts. It's the Melanin t-shirts, Freedom logo Apparel t-shirts. I have my ancestor t-shirts. So if you see something you like, head on over to FreeDomeApparel.com. Now let's get back into the video. So let's look at some of the things they asked for with their walk. But they had all this put together. They said they're going to walk out. They got their demands and all of that. So let's just look at a few. It was a long list. I only put a couple in the video, and I'm not going to read every single thing. If you want to look at it, just go look it up. It's on the internet. All right. It says, eliminate references, / imagery of Chappelle inside the workplace, including but not limited to posters, room names, swag. What? Swag? Murals. Why y'all want him? Like, what? First of all, what is taking a picture of him down inside of the corporate office of Netflix? Like, what? Acknowledgement that the special causes harm to the community and Netflix's responsibility on it, so we can keep the conversation around that word involving okay, moving on. They want them to invest in them. All right, hire some of them as content executives. And I would just say this. I think it's good that they had a list of demands along with them walking out, which means it was something that was thought about and put together. But you can't tell people what they can and cannot say. And just because somebody make a joke about a certain community don't mean they have some form of a phobia. That means that particular content or that particular thing they just found to be funny. It's like somebody can't even address people from that certain community without everybody swearing up and down they have a phobia against the whole entire community. Like, I don't understand. But I guess it's the same thing as if non-melanated person say something black people will deem racist, that means he racist to, he a whole racist, not just that particular thing or situation was funny. So I get that. But I mean, removing his picture, I mean, the dude had plenty of Netflix specials. He done made Netflix money, and probably more money than Netflix even gave him, obviously. So that's just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's equivalent. No, that's not equivalent. I'm not even going to say that because it ain't even on the same level. What I can say that people from the Black Lives Matter organization, not organization, but because we already know what that is if you want to go down that rabbit hole. But the people who are out there trying to protest change, I feel like y'all can learn something from them. Y'all can learn something from them. And I say that because they know what they want and what they want to see. Whether people agree with it or not, they have a list of demands. Like the same thing when it came to the presidency, when it came to just anything, all of these different corporations who have did something racist toward the quote-unquote black community, whether it was Gucci, whether it was that restaurant that T.I. was boycotting, all of this stuff, there's no list of demands being made. People just big mad on the internet. I can say that they're not only big mad on the internet. They didn't say forget the people who did it, or forget the person who did it, who said it. Now I'm gonna hold the whole corporation accountable for allowing this on their platform. So that I agree with. Hey, forget that little fish. We're going to go after the big fish. If you really want to see change, that's what you have to do. You have to affect the big people pockets. You have to. Instead of being mad for 2 days and then the next day you rocking the same brands that you were just mad at the day before. This is why I say that folks can learn from this situation. Have your demands. Have what you wrote down. What y'all see, what y'all need to see, what needs to change before y'all even support this corporation again. Like, all of that stuff needs to be done. That's a must. And I think a lot of times that's why we're not taken serious when it comes to these corporations doing racist things and coming at the black community a certain way, because we're never together on, well, okay, because we have done this. What do we need to see in order for us to give y'all a little bit of support again? They can say anything, do anything, and a month later, you see everybody back in their clothing, back watching their TV shows, back, without no form of change. So, hey, take notes from these people, boo. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this video. I just popped in to say, make sure you head on over to FreeDomeApparel.com. I have t-shirts, Protect Your Energy t-shirts, It's the Melanin t-shirts, and my FreeDome Apparel logo t-shirts, and many more. I also have fanny packs, and I also have masks to match the t-shirts. If you find anything interesting, the link will be in the description box below. So let's get right back into the video. So yeah, that's that. So now Dave Chappelle did say that he will sit down with Netflix group. Now, he says open to a discussion with their community. He tells TMZ, of course, because for some reason TMZ get all first dibs on everything. His rep say Dave stands by his art. No more jokes about that about them until we can all laugh together. The streets are talking and Dave is listening. At some point when everyone is open, I'm sure the communities will come together. It says Dave is willing to have a conversation with members of their community who feel like he's inflicted harm on them with his jokes. And it sounds like the ball is now in their court. The comedian's web tells TMZ Dave would be open to a dialogue if folks from Netflix actually reached out to him for a discussion. It says that Dave said that, or Dave's camp said that no one from Netflix have approached Chappelle or his team about setting up a meeting or a conversation, which is opposite from what the woman who organized the Netflix walkout claimed. Now, what it sounds to me is this. Dave is not sitting down with the little fish. He only sitting down with the big fish. It's the same thing that the lady did. The lady said, the lady basically was trying to have a sit down with Dave, but my thing is this. Was this a sit down that you wanted to record for the media to see? Is this a sit down where you just want him and you're going to just come at him? Like, what type of understanding can y'all get? Like, what type of sit down? Because he's not finna have no sit down where a group of people finna just bash him for his own personal jokes and for his own personal, the way he moved. If you don't like it, then you just don't support him. But you don't have to get a whole group of people, or you trying to have people jump on your bandwagon before, because you feel a certain way. Like when it came to Gucci, I didn't like what Gucci did. Some people go temporarily not like what Gucci did. And then they just, then they're going to go back to supporting them. Sometimes when you don't like somebody, you don't like the way some certain people move, instead of trying to change who they are, you just don't support them and you look the other way and you ain't got to worry about it again. But people these days, what they like to do is they try to change the person or make them say something to make them feel comfortable, instead of letting them be who they are. Because at the end of the day, even when it comes to people who racist, just because they're not racist in front of your face don't mean they're not racist behind closed doors. You don't know who under the mask in the KKK. You don't. So again, Dave said he not sitting down with you, girl, with that woman, the ringleader. But he'll sit down with Netflix. And he said Netflix have not reached out to him for a conversation. So therefore, he ain't sat down with nobody. And she was just like, I reached out today. He didn't want to take the offer because he don't want to sit down with y'all. He not finna go in her room and sit down with just a whole lot of y'all, especially when y'all already up and, already going hard. He ain't finna sit down with y'all like that. I wouldn't either. Actually, you know what? I probably wouldn't even, because you just can't, just because you feel a certain kind of way don't mean that particular person feels some kind of way about what they said. You listen to what somebody else say and you move how you need to move according to how that person is moving. It is what it is. Now, I saw this meme that said Netflix employees will walk out over Dave Chappelle, but not the Cuties movie. Got it. Now, this is very eye-opening because if people remember this movie, remember that Netflix released a statement saying how sorry they were for the inappropriate artwork that they used for the Cuties movie. They said it was not okay, nor was it representative of the French film which won an award at Sundance. Hey, they say they now updated the picture, but it wasn't just the picture that people had a problem with. It was the concept of the movie overall. Now, not only did that take place, but Netflix was also indicted by a grand jury in Texas for promoting materials in the Cutie film, which depicts lewd exhibition of pubic area of clothed or partially clothed child who was younger than 18 years of age, which appeals to the interests of, some of these words you can't say, but, y'all see it. And here's the document itself. So again, people were so upset they're walking out over that, but they didn't care to walk out over the other situation when it came to the little kids. That just goes to show you, if people don't feel directly affected by what's going on, they tend to not even really care. If it's hard for people to care about something that does not directly affect them as a person or their surroundings or anything of that nature. But hey, this whole situation is, to me, I think that we can take the good out of the situation, which is them having demands, which is them not just walking out and not having a plan. That I feel like people should take away from the situation. Other than that, when it comes to comedy or anything anyone does, if you don't like it, you just don't pay attention to it and you just move on about your daily life. When you start cutting all that stuff out that you don't agree with out of your life, hey, life goes so much smoother. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to see it. Instead of just getting on the internet all day, every day, trying to force somebody to do something that they really not gonna do. They might do it for a check, but that don't mean you change their whole mindset. No, they just doing it maybe for a check. But they still who they are, when you're not looking at them. And that's the most dangerous part. I want you to be, I always tell people, be whoever you are behind closed doors in front of me too, just so I can know how I need to move. I don't want you to put on a show for me. Be whoever you are. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation down in the comments. And that's all I got to say about it. I'm out. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this video. This is the journal called Unleash the Image. It's give you an opportunity to write about your day, just release everything. A lot of people wear a lot of different hats, especially if you're a parent, you have different businesses, etc., etc. So I love this journal for that reason. If you like what you see, head over to Amazon, type in Unleash the Image in the search bar, and this will pop up. It's only $14.99, so get you a journal and, relax and meditate. Now let's get back into the video.